Breaking Mzansi Insider reports. Vusimusi Matlala is now pushing for a significant shift in his ongoing legal battle, formally requesting that his attempted murder case be separated from that of his co-accused and heard on an urgent basis. According to reports, Matlala argues that being tried alongside others is delaying the progress of his case. By seeking a separation, he aims to fast-track proceedings and have his matter addressed independently by the court. His legal team is likely positioning this move as a way to ensure a fair and timely trial, especially if there are complexities or delays linked to the co-accused. This development could have notable implications. If the court grants the request, Matlala's trial may proceed sooner, allowing the judicial process to focus specifically on the evidence and arguments tied directly to him. On the other hand, prosecutors may resist the separation if they believe the cases are closely linked and should be heard together to present a complete picture. The urgency aspect of the application also suggests that Matlala may feel prejudiced by ongoing delays, possibly due to time spent in custody or the broader impact the case is having on his personal and legal standing. Ultimately, the court will need to weigh whether separating the trial serves the interests of justice, considering factors like efficiency, fairness, and the relationship between the accused parties. Vusimusi Matlala's application is not just a routine legal maneuver, it could become a turning point in the trajectory of the entire case. By insisting on an urgent and separate hearing, Matlala is effectively challenging the current structure of the prosecution's approach. Legal analysts suggest that courts do not easily grant such requests unless there is clear evidence that a joint trial would prejudice one of the accused. In Matlala's case, his defense may argue that the actions, timelines, or level of involvement between him and the co-accused differ significantly, making a joint trial unfair or unnecessarily complicated. Another key factor the court will consider is judicial efficiency. While separating the trials could speed up Matlala's case, it may also lead to duplication of evidence, witnesses, and court resources. Prosecutors may argue that keeping the accused together ensures consistency in testimonies and avoids conflicting judgments. There is also a strategic angle at play. If Matlala's trial proceeds first and independently, the outcome could influence the direction of the remaining cases. A conviction or acquittal might shape how prosecutors handle the co-accused or even affect plea negotiations. Meanwhile, the urgency of the request continues to raise questions. Whether it stems from prolonged detention, legal strategy, or pressure surrounding the case, the court will need to determine if the circumstances truly justify prioritizing his matter above others on the roll. As the court prepares to rule on Vusimusi Matlala's urgent application, the stakes have become even higher, not just for him, but for everyone involved in the case. This decision could ultimately determine the pace, structure, and even the outcome of the proceedings. If the court agrees to separate the trials, Matlala could find himself facing a faster, more focused legal battle. This would allow his defense team to concentrate solely on the charges against him, without the added complexity of being tied to the narratives of his co-accused. It could also give him a chance to clear his name sooner, if the evidence supports his claims. However, such a move carries risks. A standalone trial places full attention on Matlala, meaning there would be no shared defense dynamics or shifting of focus between multiple accused. Every argument, every piece of evidence, and every witness testimony would be directly centered on him. On the other hand, if the court rejects the application, the case will proceed as a joint trial, likely slower and more complex. This could prolong uncertainty for all parties, while maintaining the prosecution's broader strategy of presenting a unified case against the group. Beyond the courtroom, this development continues to fuel public interest. The case has already drawn significant attention, and Matlala's push for urgency suggests a growing impatience with delays and a determination to bring the matter to a head. In the end, the court's ruling will be more than just a procedural decision, it will signal how justice will be pursued in this high-profile matter. Whether separated or combined, one thing remains certain: the road ahead is set to be intense, closely watched, and potentially decisive for Vusimusi, Matlala and his co-accused.